I got a coupon to use at a local chicken restaurant. I really can't wait to use it. I love the taste of the chicken at Max's Chicken House. It's so good and actually kind of reasonably priced. Sweet and sour is really good, and the Vietnamese chicken is good too. I really can't wait to get down there and eat some fried chicken. I've not had it in a long time. I've been trying to be more healthy, but I think it's time to pig out now. Do you want to come with me sometime? We can go together. It'll be really fun. I'm not really a big fan of chicken. I'm more of a beef person myself. Maybe you could go on your own. I don't want you to waste that coupon on me. Or maybe you have a better friend who really likes chicken? I just thought you might like to come with me. I thought I'd ask you first. I thought everyone liked fried chicken. If you come, they might have a beef item on the menu. I really like fried chicken myself. I don't think there is any taste if it's not fried. I'd rather you just went and ate on your own. I'm not really into chicken. Something about the texture of it freaks me out. You've been over to my place a few times recently and eaten a lot here. I think you can just go on your own and enjoy the chicken by yourself. I don't think you need to eat this kind of food all the time. I'm just not into it myself. Why do you have to be so defensive over a bit of chicken? Is it really that bad? Does it annoy you that much? I always like spending time with you. That's why I often come over to your place. I didn't realize it was a problem for you. You should have told me in advance. You just do what you want to do. You don't need me to do everything with you. If you want chicken, then go and eat it yourself. I don't want to be a part of it. We can live our own lives and not get in each other's way. You come to my place all the time and eat free. I've had enough of it. I feel like a machine. I'm always cooking and I don't have time for anything else. I really wish I had more free time. I feel like I'm spending all my time and money making food for you and I don't want to do it any longer. I think you need to take charge of your own life and start cooking more food for yourself. Why do you have to cause so much trouble over this? It's just a bit of chicken. Do you really have to be like this? I think it's nice to keep in touch with family. I go and see Mom and Dad all the time, and I wish you would do the same. You're my sister. Why can't we be nice to each other and eat together? I like coming over to your house. If the cooking was a problem, then you should have told me. It's also hard for me because I have to raise my daughter all on my own. I don't get to talk to many people, so it's always nice to talk to you. You're my sister, and you should really be a bit more friendly to me. Don't you feel for me? I live on my own. It is really sad for you living on your own, but it's your fault and not mine. You got divorced. If you had been a bit nicer with your husband, then maybe it wouldn't have happened. Also, when you come over, my daughter gets a little bit stressed out by it all. I don't want her to feel unhappy just to please you. You can have a nice time with your daughter without us. You don't need to keep coming over here all the time. Holly likes to spend some time on her own at the weekends, and she doesn't want to be disturbed all the time. What's wrong with Holly? Doesn't she like Kate? I wish our daughters could get along with each other and be friends. I wish we could get along with each other too. I think children need to learn how to make friends, so I think it's important that they spend time talking to each other. If you don't like me, then I can understand. But please don't let this have an impact on the children. I don't want them to fall out with each other too. But why do you have to come here all the time? I don't want the burden on my daughter. Take Kate somewhere else for the weekend instead of always coming over here. Stress is really not good for children. They are only young and then don't want to do things that they don't enjoy. I think I've had enough of all of it too. I want more space. I don't want you coming over here all the time. Can we just have some time to ourselves, please? I think from now on it would be nice if you came once a month or something like that. I think it's much more manageable. I hope you can agree to this, and then we can both feel a bit happier. It can be the start of a new relationship for the two of us. And the children, of course.
Did you really tell Annie that you didn't want her to come over to our house? Why did you do that? You don't like her anymore?
I told her. It's not because I don't like her, I just need a bit more space. What do you think? Do you think I went too far? I just told her that I didn't want her to come over every week. I think it's too much. What did she say about it? Is she really angry? Do you agree with her?
Of course I think you've done wrong. She doesn't have a husband, and she wants to come over here and have us as company. I think we need to be nice to her and let her come over as much as she wants. I would like to think that she would do the same for us if we were in trouble. How can you say that you don't want her here? It's really mean of you. It's really not nice. She phoned me and she was really upset about the whole thing. She wanted me to talk to you and try to change your mind. I think you should get in touch with her as soon as possible and tell her that you didn't mean what you said.
If that's what you want me to do, then maybe I could change my mind. But what about all the money I have to spend cooking for her? Why should I pay all that money? She comes over with her kid and they eat so much food. I really can't afford it. Just think of how much it's costing us in the long run.
Is it really that bad? Can't you just be a bit generous? I don't think it's that much money at all. She doesn't have a husband and she just wants to eat some food with us. I think we can afford to treat her to some food. Life must be hard for her now she's on her own. I think we need to recognize that.
I don't care if she's in a difficult position. The food in our house is for us and not her. She just comes over here and eats as much as she wants and never seems happy about it. She's really been crossing the line as of late. She just does it all too much. They just come in, eat, and then leave without even saying thank you. I feel like we're being robbed.
I think you should have a different attitude to members of your own family. It's not stealing if it's family. We are supposed to share with each other and be nice to each other. Family is not the same as a friend or some random person in the street. You seem to be happy when she comes around. I see you smiling and talking to her. I think you're having a good time. I don't know how you can hate your own sister. I really don't understand. I think you two are really alike and you get on really well.
She's always asking me to do things for her. Last time she wanted me to make juice for her, so I sat on the sofa and peeled lots of fruit. It was a real pain for me. How can she treat me like that when she comes to my house? I'm not a servant.
I think she should be allowed to come over when she wants to. You just have to be nice to your sister. It's just one of those things that you have to do. I really think you need to change your way of thinking.
I think you prefer her to me. Do you want me to leave? You can have her over here without me.
I don't think we need to do that. This might be my house, but I can't boss you around like that. I just wish you could see what you're doing wrong and change.
I don't think I can take this any longer. Why are you always on her side? You do this all the time. You make me feel so unwanted. I feel like I don't belong here with you.
Please don't tell me you're going to start talking about getting a divorce again. I don't want you to do that.
I think we might be heading for a divorce. You can have my sister here with you all you want. I don't want to be here.
What? Are you being serious here?
I want a divorce and I want you to leave this house. I want you to go and live with your mom. I don't want to be with you.
Do you have to be so over the top about these things? You're really making a big deal out of this. I'm not leaving this house either. You can't just throw me out like that.
If we get divorced, then half of this house is mine. It doesn't just belong to you. You can move in with your mother whilst we wait for it to be sold. Then we can have half each.
I'm not doing that. Stop being so stupid. You can't just kick me out. You'll have to put up with me. This house belongs to me just as much as it belongs to you. You should be grateful to my mother, too. She paid a lot for this house. If it wasn't for her help, then we might not have been able to buy it. I think you need to rethink what you're saying here. We might be having a little argument, but that's no reason to get divorced. Couples go through this kind of thing and they come out the other end fine. You don't need to be so overdramatic just because I told you to be nicer to your sister.
It's not the first time that you've done that. You do it all the time and it really annoys me. I don't want to be with you anymore.
You've had a lot of time to change your ways, and you didn't do it. You just don't care about me. You don't treat me how I want to be treated. I think you'd be much happier without me. That way you could be with my sister as much as you want. I wouldn't be around to get in your way. Life used to be so fun. When we first got married, I was so happy, but now things are not as good as they used to be. I don't want to go on like this any longer. My one and only life is slipping away whilst I'm unhappy. I can't live like this. I feel like I'm being suffocated by all these things that I have to do. I want to be free to enjoy my life without having to serve on others all the time. You seem to understand everyone but me. I have to draw the line now. I really don't want to go another day like this. Please, just leave my house and never come back. I want to be done with you. You can go and live with your mom, and you can take my sister with you. I think you'll have a nice time living together as one big family. Why are you being like this? It's just too much. We are not going to break up over this little thing. I'd be so much happier if you were to go and live with someone else. I want to be on my own. I don't want to be with you anymore. I want you to get out of my house, and if you don't, I'll call the police and tell them about this. You really need to get out of my house.
I'm really sorry about what happened between us. Your husband told me all about it. I didn't realize it made you so mad. You can't just kick him out of your house and get a divorce. He needs to live there too. I know he took my side in the argument we had, but we can forget about it. I'm sorry. You could have told me how you feel and I would have changed my mind.
There is nothing more to say. I've made my decision and I don't want to change my mind now.
Don't you think you've gone a little bit too far? Do you really think this is a good enough reason to get a divorce? I'm really sorry if I was the trigger to all of this. I didn't mean to be. I know that things have been hard for you, but I didn't realize it was this hard. I didn't know you were this stressed out about things. Had I known, then I would have behaved very differently. I think this is a great opportunity to change things and make our relationship better.
What are you talking about?
I used to come over to your house a lot and I didn't do any housework. I now realize that this was wrong. Next time I come over, I'll bring some food and then help you around the house. I really want to be good to you from now on. If you want to, you could even pay me to do work around your house. I could be the housemaid. We can decide the price at a later date.
What kind of talk is this? Are you losing your mind? Are you going crazy? You can't just change what you did in the past. You've been irritating me for so long, it's difficult to change how I feel now. I really don't know what's gotten into you. Do you even realize how much I've done for you?
I think I'm starting to understand and appreciate what you did for me. I also think that we could be even closer in the future. I'm really struggling to pay the rent right now, so I was hoping to come and live with you. Do you think that would be a good idea?
This just keeps getting worse and worse. I can't believe you would even suggest that.
I'm sorry. I lost my job after an argument with my boss. It might take me a while to find a new job, and until then, I might need to come and live with you. I really wish you could help me here.
Do I have to help you out?
Who else is going to help me? I need you. Even if you break up with your husband, I still want to come and live with you. I really need a place to stay. You know how expensive rent is these days. I'm really struggling to afford it.
I think you need to look after yourself. You can't keep relying on me. You need to learn to look after yourself. I've done enough for you already, and I don't want to do any more. I divorced my husband and got the rights to look after our daughter, Holly. I was living in that house all on my own for a while. He moved out and started renting a place. As for my sister, I think she might be struggling, but it's not my job to help her. She needs to stand on her own 2 feet. She can't go through life expecting people to help her out all the time. It was hard for me at first, but I learned something every day. I want my daughter to have a good future, so I'm willing to put in work to get there.